all know. At the tender age of 21, he was thrust into the international spotlight with the song Cars. You may have heard of it. And he had several subsequent hits. A lot of people think after that he disappeared, but he's been making music all along, making albums all along. I have met several people in the last month who are huge fans, have remained loyal fans. His career has had ups and downs, and right now it's definitely on an upswing. If you've heard his latest album, who hasn't heard his latest album? A handful. That's great, because you're in for a treat. I think it's the best work he's done ever. Anyway, without further ado, Gary Numan. We'll just launch right into the questions then. Most of your fans and even your critics agree that your latest album, Splinter, is some of the finest work you've ever done. After all these years, how do you account for how it connects so effectively with listeners?
Well, it took a long time to make. It's been 7 years since the last album was proper. And I wonder if the gap between the two allowed me to hear many, many things, that have helped me to evolve more. It's really difficult to say. A lot has happened. A lot of very unfortunate things, I guess, happened. After the last one, I had this depression. I went into a depression for 3 or 4 years and had medication for that. I didn't write a song for at least 3 years, maybe 4. I had a family. I went from having no children and a really free and easy kind of exciting life to having 3 children very quickly, which changed everything. And it was brilliant before. My life was that's how they come out wrong. But you could do what you like. You got up when you felt like it. It's just brilliant. And then kids come along, and you're getting up all through the night for a while, and then you're getting up at 6. You just and everything that you do is for them, not for you anymore. Gemma, my wife, had postnatal depression with the pregnancy of the second one, and she just got really angry about everything all the time, and that continued right through to the third baby and beyond. So we were struggling. I was being a bit childish about that. Why don't you love me the way you used to? Well, that's not. It's just stupid and childish.
So she had 4 children.
No. I said that. I'm a single parent of 4 at times. But mostly that was my fault. I should have understood better and been more supportive than I was. But I was struggling with my own thing. I turned 50, which I thought I'd sailed through that really easily. But I hadn't at all. I had all sorts of problems with that, and I started to panic about being old, dying. You reach a point when the end of your life is closer than the first, and it's an undeniable thing. And it really bothered me in a way that I was really embarrassed by. And I didn't understand it really, because there had been no signs of that. I've done lots of stuff. I was an aerobatic display pilot for years. I've seen more of my friends have been killed than are still alive in accidents and crashes. So I've been around danger and death a lot in my life, and it's been an exciting thing in a strange way. But when I got to this age, it's like the inevitability of it really hit me. Anyway, so that was going on. I've always been very, very close to my family. My dad managed me for about 30 years. And then we had a falling out, a really bad one. We hardly spoke for about 2 years, nearly 3 years actually. And that hit me really hard. That was horrible. My mum had cancer when all this was going on, and I was massively torn, struggling with being a parent. Anyway, sorry, it's a very long, waffly answer to the fact that it took a long time before I even started on a new album. I don't think I started seriously in 2012, which is 6 years after the last one, which is ridiculous. And I had people around me, your Gemma and friends, they did an intervention, which is not a very English thing, really. I don't think that's they did an intervention, and they took me out to a pub, and they're saying, you
That's English way of doing an intervention.
best place to be intervened. They sat me down and said, your career's going down the toilet. You haven't written anything for years. Fans are losing interest. Your ticket sales are going down because you're just doing the same old songs every time when you play live. You don't care. We were going to do the Coachella Festival, which for me would have been an amazingly good thing to happen. And that Icelandic volcano blew up. So we couldn't fly, so we didn't get there. So we waited at the hotel to see if we can get out of the airport and got the news that it was definitely off, which was, borderline catastrophic for me at that point. And I just went, oh well, let's go out. Didn't give a shit. And that's one of the problems with it. The cure for depression, I found, it flattens you. It takes away the highs and the lows, and you're left this little bit in the middle that you kind of operate in. And you don't react to good news, and you don't react to bad news. You're just, Gemma calls it my Forrest Gump years. And you just bland along in this little thing, but you don't care about anything. You don't care that you haven't written songs. You don't care that Coachella blew out, or that your career's going down the toilet. You don't care. You're kind of happy and contented, and you're taking your pills, and life is just lovely, but it's moving around you. It's not going through you. About it before.
I bet she cared.
Pardon?
I bet she cared.
Well, she went off me.
Yeah.
On every level, apparently. So that was a bit odd. And it was that, when she said that, that was the thing that shook me.
Yeah.
And so I started to come out of that and, back off from the pills and slowly real life comes back. And then I started to work on the album, but then I had all this stuff, all these things that had gone on. We nearly split up. The children had changed everything, my mum and dad, all these things that were horrible things, some of them.